After a heated argument on Love and Hip Hop, Rasheeda publicly apologizes to Yandy. Reality television is often full of drama, unexpected events, and, at times, very personal conflicts. Love and Hip Hop is one of the most highly anticipated reality shows on television. It is recognized for its emotional ups and downs and complicated relationships between people. The conflict between Rasheeda Frost and Yandysmithharris on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta was one of the most discussed events in the show's history, among the many interesting dynamics that have taken place. The two ladies, both of whom have achieved a great deal in their own lives, were formerly on good terms with each other. However, a public disagreement at the reunion resulted in a furious argument that caught many people off guard. This fight, which was caused by misconceptions, impatience, and heightened emotions, rocked their relationship to its very foundation. However, despite the fact that Love and Hip Hop is known for its drama and turmoil, it also has a lot of moments of resolution and redemption arcs. Rasheeda Frost made a shocking decision to publicly apologize to Yandysmithharris after weeks of conjecture and discussion about the aftermath from their dramatic reunion. This apology was not only a pivotal moment in their relationship, but it also demonstrated the significance of communication, self-reflection, and personal development. In this essay, we will explore the history of their fight, the specifics of Rasheeda's public apology, and the larger significance of this event for reality television and their personal journeys. The context: the friendship between Rasheeda and Yandy. Rasheeda and Yandy had been acquainted for several years prior to the drama that occurred at the reunion. Both women had established their identities and professions in the entertainment sector. Rasheeda became a successful rapper, entrepreneur, and businesswoman, while Yandy became a manager, television personality, and philanthropist. The two ladies had crossed paths many times over the years, and they had built a friendship that seemed real, based on mutual respect and shared experiences in the entertainment world. Rasheeda, who has been a part of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta since the show began, became recognized for her strong family values and her entrepreneurial spirit. People praised her for balancing her job, her marriage to Kirk Frost, and her business activities. At the same time, Yandy, who became well known for her work with Jim Jones and then for her own management company, was acknowledged for her commitment to both her career and her family. She was known for being a woman who was loyal, serious, and extremely protective of those she cared about. During the initial stages of their friendship, they were very supportive of each other and enjoyed each other's company. They talked about their experiences as women in a male-dominated field, including the challenges they have in trying to balance their personal and professional lives. The two ladies were aware of the challenges that come with being strong, successful people in the public eye, and they were able to connect with one another via their own travels. The tensions come to light. As is common in the realm of reality television, friendships can change when the cameras start rolling and personal problems are revealed for millions of people to see. In the later seasons of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, the underlying tension between Rasheeda and Yandy began to become more apparent. The show is designed in a way that makes it more likely for personal conflicts to become more intense due to the demand for high-stakes drama, and the cast members' feelings are usually very visible. This specific argument between Rasheeda and Yandy was much like all the others. The disagreement was caused by a combination of personal grievances, misunderstandings, and outside pressures that both ladies were experiencing. Yandy had been struggling with the stress of her relationship with Mendices, who had been in prison for a while. Because of this, she had to raise their children by herself. On the other hand, Rasheeda was coping with her own problems in her marriage, which included a difficult time in her relationship with Kirk. All women were striving to balance their work and personal life at the same time, attempting to be successful in all areas. The conflict between Rasheeda and Yandy reached a boiling point during a reunion show. During a tense discussion, emotions ran high and words were exchanged. A debate regarding a subject on the broadcast swiftly turned into a furious argument. The exchange made a bad impression on both viewers and cast members, and both women felt that they had been treated unfairly. After that, the two of them did not speak to each other for a while. The conflict was not resolved right away, and their relationship appeared to worsen as a result of this. For the audience, the conflict was a sad reminder that even the closest friendships may be strained when egos, emotions, and the pressures of the entertainment industry are involved. The fans of both ladies, who had admired their relationship, were left wondering if the two would ever make amends. Rasheeda's public apology, a moment of change. After the reunion, people wondered if Rasheeda and Yandy would ever be able to reconcile after the fallout. It was clear that there was a lot of tension between them, and it appeared that their friendship had been destroyed beyond repair. But to everyone's astonishment, Rasheeda made a brave move toward reconciliation by apologizing to Yandy in front of everyone. Rasheeda made a post on social media that was full of emotion and sincerity, in which she expressed her remorse for how the scenario had played out. She admitted that she had a part in the disagreement, and said that she was very sorry for the hurt it had caused. Rasheeda's apology was more than just a simple "I'm sorry." It was a sincere admission of the issue, and a public recognition of the damage that had been caused. "I allowed my feelings to take over, and I wish things had gone differently," she wrote. "Yandy, I apologize for any pain I may have caused you, and I hope we can find a way to move on from this." There were a number of reasons why the apology was important. To begin with, it showed a degree of self-awareness that is uncommon in the realm of reality television. Rasheeda was not afraid to take responsibility for what she did. She realized that her actions had played a part in the divide that had formed between her and Yandy, even though there were outside factors involved. Rasheeda's readiness to accept responsibility for her faults was a breath of fresh air in an environment where reality TV stars frequently evade accountability for their acts. Second, Rasheeda's apology demonstrated that she has matured as a person. Viewers have seen her grow from a teenage, opinionated rapper to a lady who is sophisticated in business and understands the importance of relationships and communication throughout the years. Her public apology to Yandy demonstrated the maturity she had developed as a result of her experiences, both on and off the program. This was a complete departure from the impulsive and reactive conduct that had defined her previous seasons on Love and Hip Hop, Atlanta. Finally, the apology was important because it showed that Rasheeda was dedicated to moving on and mending the wounds that had been inflicted. In reality television, it is simple to become engrossed in the drama and allow issues to continue without being resolved. However, Rasheeda's choice to apologize in front of everyone demonstrated that she cared about her relationship with Yandy and was prepared to make things right. Yandy's reply. Yandy's response to Rasheeda's apologies was equally important as the apology itself. She might have easily ignored the gesture and continued to hold on to the hatred and hurt that had built up over their fight. Yandy, on the other hand, decided to respond to Rasheeda's apologies with kindness and compassion. Yandy, in her own statement, recognized that emotions had been intense during their disagreement and expressed her gratitude for Rasheeda's sincere apology. Yandy remarked, "Rasheeda, I hear you, and I appreciate your apology. I'm happy that we are taking this opportunity to heal and move on, especially since we've both been through a lot. I am ready to move on from this because life is too short to hang on to grudges." Yandy's response demonstrated the emotional intelligence and maturity that she had developed over the course of her career in the profession. She acknowledged that, although the conflict had been difficult, it had eventually provided both ladies with the chance to develop and learn from the experience. Yandy decided to use the incident as an opportunity for reconciliation and progress, rather than allowing it to drive a wedge between them. The aftermath, a fresh start. Rasheeda apologized publicly, and Yandy graciously accepted her apologies. The two ladies then began the process of restoring their friendship. Although it was obvious that their relationship had been damaged, the actions they took to reconcile demonstrated the importance of communication and self-reflection. The two ladies acknowledged that they had a profound regard for each other, and that this respect was something that was worth fighting for, even though they had suffered difficulties in the past. In the episodes that came next, the audience witnessed Rasheeda and Yandy interacting with one another in a more understanding and respectful manner. Their interactions were no longer fraught with stress, instead, they were characterized by a sense of friendship and support. It was obvious that their friendship had changed into something more powerful and significant, even though it might never return to the way it was before. The larger consequences. Rasheeda's public apology to Yandy had a significant impact on both their personal lives and the realm of reality television. This moment of real repentance and forgiveness was a welcome change in a genre that is frequently recognized for its sensationalism and contrived drama. It reminded viewers that, despite its many shortcomings, reality television can also be a place for growth, healing, and dispute resolution. The apology was the start of a new chapter in Rasheeda and Yandy's relationship. It demonstrated that it is possible to establish common ground and resolve disputes, even in the midst of intense arguments and public drama. This moment of reconciliation gave viewers hope, especially those who may have been dealing with their own personal difficulties, and reminded them of the importance of being vulnerable and forgiving. Ultimately, Rasheeda's choice to apologize to Yandy in front of everyone was a courageous, grown-up, and important thing to do. It demonstrated how important it is to communicate and be self-aware in order to sustain healthy connections, both on and off the screen. Their fight may have been one of the most dramatic moments in the history of Love and Hip Hop, Atlanta, but it also served as a reminder that there's always room for development, understanding, and healing, even during the most difficult times.